The Matrix Resurrections made us question how or why humanity's hero is still alive. Earlier we tried to give a valid explanation connecting Matrix 4 with the original trilogy, but what if we were wrong? What if Neo and Trinity are not the same characters we met in the old trilogy? In this video we will be talking about Neo and Trinity, the clones created by the Analyst. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real. A new reality awaits you. The Samsung rotating camera phone. Answer the call.
To understand how Neo and Trinity from Matrix Resurrections could be clones of the real power couple, we must first study a few important points: the characters' actions during the trilogy, and certain important conversations in Matrix 4. Let's begin with their emotions. The original Matrix portrayed Neo as a confident and determined character, embracing his role as the One and standing up to the oppressive machine system. Trinity was a strong and independent woman with exceptional combat skills and played a crucial role in the human resistance. In Matrix Resurrections, Neo and Trinity have changed significantly. Neo now has no powers and is now suffering from anxiety and depression. Trinity's true self was also suppressed as she was given a new name and a family. Both had their appearances altered as well. While neither of them remembers their past, they both were given jobs that related to their past jobs or hobbies. The changes are noticeable, which leads to the theory that the Analyst has been actively manipulating both characters as part of an experiment to recreate the anomaly, with emphasis on the word recreate. Let's move on to the next piece of evidence. Neo, as Trinity, died. Trinity was impaled with rebar, and Neo gave his life to destroy Smith. Perhaps we could say that the machines managed to save Neo's life since he had just recently passed, but the same cannot be said about Trinity. Quite a bit of time passed between her death and Neo's arrival at Machine City and the destruction of Agent Smith. Therefore, saving Trinity in the real world was impossible. Another key aspect that we cannot overlook is that Trinity and Neo look younger than they should, based on the supposed time-lapse between Matrix 3 and 4 in the movie. In reality, 18 years have passed since Matrix Revolutions and the release of Matrix Resurrections. In the movie, however, it's been 60 years since Neo saved the world. But the most important clues to the true identity of these two are in a conversation between Thomas and Tiffany.
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
You mean a dream that came true?
If this theory is true, these dreams are memories implanted by the Analyst to turn Neo into the anomaly. That being the case, there should be more clues indicating this in the movie, right? Yes, and right after Trinity says dreams that came true, the Analyst appears.
Finally, we can talk like adults. I hate lying, I do. It exhausts me. Tiff and I have been waiting for you, like, forever. Deja vu, right?
Were you paying attention to what was said? The Analyst was tired of the charade and claims that the current situation is giving him deja vu. It's deja vu not because there is a change taking place in the Matrix, as explained in the first movie, but rather he is using the other definition of deja vu, re-experiencing something in real life. The Analyst has experienced these occurrences multiple times with Neo without being able to activate the anomaly. What he says next is quite revealing.
I know some of this will be difficult for you to hear. After everything you went through, all that pain and suffering, only to learn the world doesn't end when you do. Surprise. I was there when you died. I said to myself, here is the anomaly of anomalies. What an extraordinary opportunity.
The Matrix Revolutions script confirmed that Neo died in the end, and here we have the Analyst reconfirming that fact. But then he says something dreadful. What he did was rebuild him.
First, I had to convince the suits to let me rebuild the two of you. Why her? Getting there, and don't worry, she can't hear me. Resurrecting you both was crazy expensive. Like renovating a house. Took twice as long, cost twice as much. I thought you'd be happy to be alive again. So wrong.
The movie shows the repairing process of Trinity and Neo's bodies. Why, you may ask? The analyst graciously gives us the answer.
Did you know hope and despair are nearly identical in code? We worked for years trying to activate your source code. I was about to give up when I realized
Trinity.
it was never just you. Alone, neither of you is of any particular value. Like acids and bases, you're dangerous when mixed together. Every sim where you two bonded, let's just say bad things happened.
This is the key part of the conversation. The analyst mentioned that he spent years trying to activate the anomaly's code, and later he learned that Neo and Trinity worked in a semblance. He then brought the two of them together, and then he started getting better results in his simulations. This part somewhat confirms this theory. The analyst said that it took him years to repair Neo because he wasn't biologically resurrecting him. As we saw, he was using machines to repair his body while possibly creating a copy, a clone. Our theory is that Thomas Anderson is a model. Neo was created by the analyst so that he could discover that he is the one, and thus allows the analyst to take advantage of this anomaly. Neo's physical form died that day in Machine City. Only traces of an incomplete code remain, and the analyst has been attempting to reconstruct it for decades. It sounds similar to the new Morpheus, doesn't it? He acts differently from the real Morpheus, just like Neo and Trinity acted differently from their counterparts. That's because they are different. They are reconstructions, digital and robotic clones, created to replicate the phenomenon of the anomaly. In the past, the anomaly was used to reset the Matrix. In this new version of the simulation, it is used to give it power. It is the system's new power source. The analyst said that the conversation was giving him a sense of déjà vu because they have gone through these situations multiple times during multiple simulations. And this is just one more of them. We think the analyst created this version of Neo with his existential crisis and took him out into the supposed real world where he would reunite with a very old Niobe. This little adventure could have been intended to simply activate the anomaly. At the end of Matrix Resurrections, the analyst is still alive in the simulation, and Neo and Trinity are left free to wander the simulation.
You've come here to negotiate some kind of deal? You think you hold all the cards because you can do whatever you want in this world. I say, go for it. Remake it. Knock yourselves out. Paint the sky with rainbows.
Yeah, this is a bit absurd. It would only make sense to allow them to be free in the Matrix without any resistance if the couple is still following the analyst's plans. Because if they were the source of power for this simulation, once they were both disconnected from the anomalium, the simulation should have ended. But then what is the analyst's plan?
However, as long as I manage to keep you close, but not too close, I discovered something incredible. Now, my predecessor loved precision. His matrix was all fussy facts and equations. He hated the human mind. So he never bothered to realize that you don't give a shit about facts. It's all about fiction. The only world that matters is the one in here. And you people believe the craziest shit. Why? What validates and makes your fictions real? Feelings.
We think he is quite sincere here. Emotions give all the sense to this theory. The only reason Neo, or Thomas number 2, believes that he is Neo and that he must save Trinity is because of the supposed love he feels for her, which the analyst says validates his fiction. Then the analyst reveals the origin of the nightmares or memories.
You ever wonder why you have nightmares? Why your own brain tortures you? It's actually us maximizing your output. It works just like this. Oh no, can you stop the bullet? If only you could move faster. Here's the thing about feelings. They're so much easier to control than facts. Turns out in my matrix, the worse we treat you, the more we manipulate you, the more energy you produce. I've been setting productivity records every year since I took over. And the best part, 0 resistance. People stay in their pods, happier than pigs in shit. The key to it all? You and her, quietly yearning for what you don't have while dreading losing what you do. For 99.9% of your race, that is the definition of reality. Desire and fear, baby. Just give the people what they want, right?
He is the cause of the couple's nightmares and confirms that he is using them as a power source. When Neo created the artificial intelligence that would eventually become Morpheus that would set him free, Neo placed him in a familiar setting where he would have confrontations similar to the ones in the first movie to activate something within him. Thomas needed his artificial intelligence to become Morpheus through repetition. When the analyst said that Neo and Trinity were in multiple simulations, we think that he meant these types of models. The analyst takes Neo out of the Matrix using elements familiar from the first movie, just like Neo did with Morpheus. Young Morpheus discovers that he is Morpheus, and Thomas Anderson discovers that he is Neo. Both of them were trapped inside training models. Ironic, isn't it? But then Neo and Trinity, are they human? If this theory is true, they are both digital clones. The analyst copied and recreated their voices and memories to create digital entities that mimic the behavior of the real heroes. All of this leads us to believe that Matrix Resurrections is just one more simulation made by the analyst in his quest to recreate the anomaly. We probably never saw the real world in the movie at all. Perhaps everything we thought we knew about what happened after Matrix Revolutions is fake. Maybe when we saw Neo and Trinity flying together, we forgot about the truth, that they are both programs trapped in another simulation. The analyst could have been right, and we do prefer emotions. We prefer to believe that this was a happy ending and not something that was planned by the analyst from the start. But do you agree? Did the analyst win in the end, and Neo and Trinity from Matrix Resurrections are not our beloved heroes? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.
The day-to-day routine can feel like an endless cycle. Waking up can feel almost impossible, but not for us at Simulatte. We have the best variety of coffee and hot beverages to help you wake up to a new life. Stop by our establishment, where you'll also find a great selection of literature to go with your coffee. And who knows, you might even come across a familiar face.
Have we met?
Simulatte, the best cafe in Mega City, because there is only one way, and that is Simulatte.